Why are we letting 6-year-olds in charge of this, Mike Fish? God damn.
Kush's movie review.
No cookies for you.
We're going to replace him next week.
No cookies for you, Lathan.
Kush's movie review, Creed 3, starring Michael B. Jordan. I'm going to assume Sylvester Stallone. And no.
Oh, well, this is Stallone.
Whoa, bullshit. Whoa. What the fuck? Lathan!
Whoa.
Sake. What? No Sylvester Stallone?
No Sylvester Stallone in this
That's
edition.
Horseshit.
You know what? It actually worked out fine. However, it is weird. This is the first time it's still a Rocky franchise. It doesn't have Rocky, and this was bound to happen sooner or later. Stallone is no young. He's not a young man anymore. So eventually, this gentleman is going to pass away into the afterlife.
But he didn't die at the end of Creed 2, right?
No more. He did not die in Creed 2.
Yeah.
He did not die in Creed 1. He is, as far as we know, he is living a happy life in Seattle, Washington, with his son and his family. Otherwise, very little mention of the Rocky Balboa character. In fact, I think they only mention his name once, and they try not to mention him as much as possible. And I think he comes up maybe 3 times total. But they're just like, don't worry about him. He's not here. Like you said, Mike Fish, this is Creed 3. It is PG-13. It is an entertaining 1 hour and 56 minutes. It does not feel its length. It does not need to be shorter. It does not need to be longer. I think it is a fantastic match. It is directed by its star, first-time director, Michael B. Jordan, also starring Miss Tessa Thompson, Mr. Jonathan Majors, who's in everything these days, including Ant-Man just a few weeks ago, and then, of course, Miss Felicia Rashad. This is actually one of the most original stories we've had in the new Rocky franchise, where a ghost from Adonis's past comes back. Spend 18 years, you just lose track of friends that get sent to the slammer, Mike Fish. I don't know how many folks you know behind bars, but unfortunately it happens. Well, in this movie, one of those guys got out. It's Jonathan Majors, and he took the L for Michael B. Jordan, and he's a little resentful at all of Michael B. Jordan's success, Adonis Creed's success. He wants his shot at the title too, and one thing leads to another, and yeah, there's a title fight that shouldn't have happened, but it did. And then, after mad disrespect, Adonis Creed has to fight his friend Damien in the ring, and yeah, Michael B. Jordan makes this a different movie for this series. It's when we get to the actual fights in the ring, slow-mo is not a big deal these days. You see him take a body punch, and then all the sweat pops off his back. That's nothing new, but he does do.
And the ripples when when they do slow motion punches.
And the ripples, of course. These gentlemen have zero body fat, but sure enough, that 2% just jiggles and rolls right up their skin. But yeah, man, there's some anime themes borrowed from this, where we get to one fight where you don't get a montage. It's a pretty good fight, and then they go, yeah, that was the second round. Now we're in the 11th round. You're like, oh my god, it's only been 3 minutes. It's no montage. It's as anime as it could be. Sometimes we're seeing them box as their younger selves. Sometimes we're seeing them box within a cage that's surrounding the ring. Sometimes there's an audience there. Sometimes there's no audience there. Like it's some artistically, it's really well done. The story is kept my attention. I don't think this is my favorite movie in the Rocky franchise. It's not my favorite movie in the Creed franchise. I still think that first Creed was above, and It was goddamn fantastic. Wish I had a better vocabulary at this point in the show, but I don't. Creed 1 is goddamn amazing. Creed 2 fell off a cliff hard, and it was, you could see like Stallone, who didn't want anything to do with Creed 1, now has all sorts of opinions on Creed 2, and it's very visible. And I think that's why we don't see him at all in Creed 3. And well done. This is not the best movie in the Creed trilogy, but is a big, big, big step up from what Creed 2 was. Not that that was a bad movie either. It's entertaining. It's watchable.
I
I've
like the
only seen it
Drago's
twice.
involvement in two.
That's my biggest problem with Creed 2. We didn't need that. You want to do a
Wow.
story about Creed? Let's do a story about. You want to do a story about Drago? Let's do a story about Drago. Let's have a story. This is a universe with all sorts of possibilities, man. Like, we could go back and find Clubber Lang. We could go back and find Ivan Drago and go like, oh, after Ivan Drago lost Rocky 4, kind of went into exile. His wife left him. He was forced to raise a child all his own, and he's been trying to get him into the professional boxing circuit. And this is that story. Like, there was a lot of promise to Creed 2 if we were going to do that story that they didn't even bother doing. It just ended up being a grudge match between Rocky and Dolph Lundgren. And it should have been about like, oh, yeah, so my dad has only been talking about Rocky beating him up 30 years ago. And it's why I've been going this far. And it's why you and I are going to face each other in the ring now, Adonis Creed. My dad mentioned your father several times. Oh, really? I didn't get to know my dad. Blah blah blah. So now I'm going to knock you the fuck out. That's what Creed 2 should have been. It should have been a contest between Drago and Creed, and instead it was just Rocky and Dolph Lundgren. So, however, you'll be happy to hear that Drago is back in Creed 3. Not Dolph
Ooh.
Lundgren, but
Oh.
Baby Drago.
Oh.
Baby Drago
Yes.
helps him out. Not like Apollo Creed helped Rocky fight Mr. T in Rocky 3, but he's there enough. It's fine. So anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed Creed 3. Is it the best? Again, not at all. But it was a big step forward, and I'm giving it a 4 out of 5.
Wow. Creed 3 scores 4. Do you know what would be fun though? A good fun, like maybe like a Netflix picked it up or an Apple TV Plus, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like a short TV miniseries
Sure.
would be like Rocky opponents. Where are they now?
Mm-hmm.
And it'd like just
Sure.
20-minute episodes of like Ivan Drago, what's he doing? Clubber Lang, what's he up to? Tommy Gunn,
Mm-hmm.
what's he up to nowadays? That'd be a
He
really
dead.
fun what?
Well, Tommy Gunn's definitely dead right now.
Yeah, probably. But I think that'd be a
I'm
little
confirming
fun.
that for you.
Oh, he's dead. Is the actor
I
dead?
like what you're saying there. Yes. I brought this up on an episode of Sweet Science Cinema, which was a show I used to do. Maybe we still do it, but right now we're not doing it. Anyway, like, yeah, what happened to Clubber Lang? Clubber Lang just gets one loss and then just disappears
Oh shit, he died
from the
like 10
entire
years
boxing
ago.
scene.
Sorry.
Tommy Gunn, yeah. Tommy Morrison.
What?
John Wayne's grandson or nephew or whatever. Anyway, yeah, that guy finally passed away from the HIV, unfortunately.
That's never good.
It was bad. In fact, it was very disappointing to hear. Like, and it was right after Rocky 5, and HIV, AIDS. It's hot button topic. So like when he boy did he piss hot that day, Mike Fish. And they're like, you can never step in the ring ever again. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm a boxer. He's like, no, man, you have HIV. And then like 15 years later, he somehow got a false negative. So he just went like, I've been cured. I don't have HIV anymore. I can box professionally again. And I think some dumbass actually gave him one fight, but I don't know he won. However, he pissed hot again after that, and they did not let him in the ring ever again. And then unfortunately, he died. R.I.P. Tommy Morrison.
Damn.
Yeah, that stories like that should not be on the Waffle Box. This is a show that we like to have fun on, and yeah, this has been a very disappointing episode for me emotionally.
I genuinely didn't know that he had passed away.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Well,
I
son of
understand.
a gun. Well,
Son of a Tommy gun.
That's all, folks.